Good afternoon, everyone. Please settle down. We are going to start the webinar in next 5 minutes. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing fine. I'm Soumya, process consultant from Get Global Immigration Services. We here at GetGIS are candidate teams of migration abroad. Today, we all have gathered here for a webinar session on job seeker visa. Our host for today is Afrin Abbasi, who has been into the migration segment for about 5 years now, and she will be sharing her knowledge about immigration segment. We have Diksha and Harita as a panelist to assist you with your questions. So let's start with the webinar. For any concerns or query, you all can post your questions in Q&A section. Question and answer session will be resumed after 20 minutes of this session. So kindly stay tuned to get all the immigration related doubts resolved with the webinar session of Global Immigration Services. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Very good noon to all of you. And I would like to thank all of you that you have joined the immigration webinar when you are devoting your precious time here. So I would be hoping that by the end of the webinar, the time you all are investing here, it would be nurtured in a manner that you would all be having the answers related to the queries. Okay. And I'll just give you an overview about the webinar, that in which parts we will be discussing about the things. So as you know, today's webinar is related to the job seeker visa, easiest pathway to enter the Europe without any language test. So in the first 20 to 25 minutes, we will be discussing about the job seeker visa, that what is the meaning of this visa, why this visa is required, what is the kind of job market is there in the Europe, which are the countries which are providing this job seeker visa. In the next 20 to 25 minutes, we will be discussing about the process and the documents, that what are the documents required, what is the process, what kind of the government fees are included in that, what are the services that the global immigration services would be giving to you if you will be continuing your job seeker visa process with our company. Okay, so I'll not take much time, and without wasting any single moment, let's get back to the topic. Job seeker visa, easiest way to enter the Europe without any language test. So as Soumya has introduced all of you to our company, that we are working into the global immigration services, fulfilling the dreams beyond the boundaries. Yes, you heard it right. We are fulfilling the dreams beyond the boundaries, because anyhow, if you are any of the countries, whether it's Germany, Austria, Sweden, Australia, UK, Canada, USA, then definitely you need to leave your home country and then you need to get settled down into a new country. Okay. So before we initiate further with the meaning of the job seeker visa, we need to understand that why there is a need of the visa. So basically, we need the visa basically to enter in a country, and visa is a permission which is given by that country government to us, where we will be allowed to stay legally. Okay, and that depends on the terms and conditions, that whether we are moving into that country for a tourism purpose, whether we are moving into that country for a student purpose, whether we are going there for a work purpose. Okay, so there are the different kind of visas, and there are the different kind of the meanings associated with the visas. So as today we need to understand the job seeker visa. So this is a kind of short-term residency permit which allows you to stay in the country for up to 9 months and look for a job, which means that if you have a job seeker visa, you can go to a country, you can live there. It is a kind of short-term residency, or we can say it is a kind of temporary resident permit. And the best thing is that in this visa, you are allowed to look up for a job, which is not allowed on any other kind of visa. Because if you are on a tourist visa, then you need to work on the tourist only, then you need to be there for a tourist only. You can't indulge yourself in any kind of recruitment process. You can't include yourself in the recruitment process. You can't connect with any kind of employer, any kind of recruitment agencies. If you are on a student visa, then you are bound with certain rules and regulations. If you are already on your work permit, then you need to work with the employer who has given you the contract. Okay, but there is no category which gives you the permission that you can connect with as many employers you want, as many recruitment agencies you want. So that is the biggest reason, that it is the biggest benefit of a job seeker visa, that it is a short-term residency permit which allows you to stay for up to 9 months and you can look for a job. At the end of the period, if you found a place for employment, then your job seeker visa will be converted into the work permit and you will be legally allowed to work there. Okay, and having a job seeker visa doesn't allow you to start working immediately, because first your job seeker visa needs to be converted into the work permit, and then the work permit will lead you to the permanent residency of that specific country, which means that initially you will be having a job seeker visa. Let's understand this from an example, that suppose you received a job seeker visa for Germany, you get the approval. After landing in Germany, if within the first month you will get a job, then next 15 to 20 days, the employer will help you to convert your job seeker into the work permit. So once your job seeker will be converted to a work permit, then you will be having a tenure or duration that your work permit will be valid for minimum of 1 year or 2 years, depends on your employer. And after completing your work permit for 2 years, you can apply straightforwardly for the permanent residence of that country. Okay. So I hope that this job seeker visa meaning is clear to all of you. Okay. If any person is having any kind of doubt, please put your doubts in the Q&A session. If my voice is not properly audible to you, if you think my screen is not visible to you, so please just mention your comments in the Q&A session. All right. Now, the next thing is that what are the advantages of job seeker visa? If we are applying that, what are the countries where we can apply this and what will be the advantages for the same? So there are 3 countries right now at the moment where the job seeker visa is properly into the integration of that particular government, and where the persons are going in that country specifically on job seeker visas. So there are Germany, Sweden and Austria. These are the 3 countries where the persons are migrating every day on the basis of job seeker visas. Okay. Next thing we need to discuss about the advantages. So there are a lot of advantages of all job seeker visas. Okay. First thing, all of the 3 countries where we will be discussing about the job seeker visa, they are well-developed countries, which means you don't need to get worried about the transportation. You know, don't need to be worried about the infrastructure. We don't need to be get worried about the safety and other procedures as well. All 3 countries are well-developed countries. All 3 countries are the part of the Schengen visas country and the Nordic countries, which means Austria and Germany are a part of the Schengen Union, while Sweden is a part of the Nordic countries, which themselves make a very powerful country. Okay. Free education at the top universities. Suppose if you are a bachelor's degree holder, you are working over there and you want to get a master's degree, then some universities, which are the topmost universities in all over the world, they offer a free education with 100% scholarship. Among of the wealthiest countries in the world, this is absolutely true, because the currency is in euros and euro is having a very good value. If we compare the euro to the INR, that the conversion rate is very high. Okay. High standard of living. This is something when we are migrating to a country, first thing that person seek, what would be the standard of living we will be having there, because this is the main priority and this is the biggest need of someone's living. If we are getting a good standard, if we are getting a healthy lifestyle, then definitely it would be our goal to settle down in a country. Okay, well-paying jobs. Every country has good pay structure, but when we consider these especially 3 countries, then they have a very good well-paying job structure. Okay, low crime rate. The crime rate is very low, and world's best public transport. Transportation facility is something which affects our daily lives, because definitely for commuting, even from our office to home, we need to use at least one transport. And if the transport facility will not be good, then our most of the time will get wasted in the commute only. So this is also something which we need to check when we are planning a migration to any other country. So there is the world's best public transportation facility in all of the 3 countries. Okay. So our first country is Austria, which we need to discuss. Austria is a very beautiful country, having very good landscapes. Vienna is the capital of Austria. Vienna have a very good scenic and very beautiful views. Like if someone is dreaming of having a dinner on the beach side, or someone is having a overview of having a picnic with family on the beach side, then Vienna is the perfect destination we should plan. Apart from that, Vienna can be a very good country if you love the nature, if you love the landscapes, if you love the waterfalls and rivers. So definitely Vienna is one of the best destination in the world. Okay, now we need to discuss about the advantages of migrating to Austria. So the first benefit is that it is the pathway to getting red, white, red card. Red, white, red card is nothing, but it is the permanent residency card of Austria. Okay. So red, white, red card is a mix of residence and work permit. It will be issued to you right after getting a job offer letter, after working certain time on your work permit. Okay. Or after 2 years, you can upgrade your RWR card to RWR card plus, which will allow you to work for any employer in Austria. And on your RWR card plus, you can bring your family members too, because once you will be a RWR card plus holder member, you will be having all of the permanent residence rights over there. Okay. You have mandatory 25 days rest leaves up to 4 working days per week. You have 25 days rest leaves. No CL, no EL, means no complementary leaves, no essential leaves, no medical leaves, but 25 days rest leaves. These rest leaves are given to you so that even after continuously working 4 days per week, you can take 1 week off. Okay, which will be a rest leave apart from the weekly holiday you are having. Okay, total 40 working hours per week. It is very good that the time limit working per hour is defined, that per week we need to work only 40 hours, not less than that, not more than that. So our range is particularly defined. Strict law for corporate employment that protects the employee right, which is very good that they have a very strict law, that if someone is breaking any kind of rules, or some employer is harassing any employee, that you have the rights that you can protect yourself. Receive 14 months salary in a year, which means that there are 12 months in a year, but if you are planning to migrate to Austria, then you will be receiving 14 months salary in a year, which means 2 months salary as a bonus. Give any English or German language ability test to increase the score. This point we will be discussing just after this. There are 281,000 job vacancies are currently there in Austria. Okay, there is a 51.4% growth in vacancies compared to 21. If we compare the growth chart of 2021 to now, then there is a growth in the vacancies. Okay, service industries such as banking, retail, trade, wholesale, communication, etc., are highly in demand. Now, the benefits are very good. Now the next question arises, this is very good, we are interested. Now how we need to initiate further? Okay, so the next thing, eligibility pointers. Every country has eligibility criteria. So if we are interested and if we are really want to settle down into that country, so first thing we need to check that whether we are eligible to move further or not. So in Austria, first you should have a 4 years of graduation. Okay, second thing, you should claim 70 points out of the 100 on the points calculator. Okay, so now what is the point calculator, how it will be working, I'll show it to you. You should have experience with the relevant qualification or as a senior manager, and your age should be between 18 to 45 years to claim the points. Okay, so I'll be sharing my screen with you, where I'll be calculating the points and where I'll be showing you that how the Austria points calculator works. So this is the points calculator. In all of the attendees, I would like to request if any one of you has the bachelor's degree for 4 years, any BTech or BE, please raise your hand if any one of you is having. Okay. All right, let's then understand from an example if any one of you is not having. Okay. So we need to choose the type of the test, which is will be the very highly qualified workers. Next. So the first question that it will be asking from us that have you graduated from a university course with 4 years of minimum duration? Yes. What would be your gross income? It would be less than 50,000 euros. Then it would ask you that can you prove some research or innovation activity, such as if you have published anything, you have patent applications or authorization of any kind of scientific publications? No. Do you receive awards or did you win internationally approved prizes in your field of expertise? No. Next question, it will be asking that have you graduated from a university course in following subjects, mathematics, informatics, natural science or technology? Yes, because whether it will be a BTech or whether it would be a B, these 4 will be the definite subjects. Okay. Now the next it would be asking that have you got one of the following academic qualifications? No. Next question, it would be asking about the work experience. So if we have like even 6 years of work experience or 6.5, at least 6 months of practical profession, no. Now it would be asking, do you have German language skills? No. German or English language skills. So suppose even if we have the A2 for the intensified elementary use or okay, so we can choose this. Even if you don't have, it's not mandatory. If you will be having, then it would be giving you the extra points. In case you don't have, that it would never be impacting your scores. Okay. French language, no. Spanish language, no. Any Bosnian, Croatian or Serbian language skills, no. Next. Your age, it would be asking under 35 years. Next thing, no university education in Austria. It would be asking you, have you completed any kind of diploma, any kind of certification course from Austria? No. So now we can see that the minimum points that are required, it is 70. And based on the case and based on the situations that we have taken, we are able to achieve 73 points, which means we are eligible. And now we are good to go to proceed further. Okay. Now we know that we are eligible to proceed further. So what should be the next thing that we should be having? Okay. So the next thing is we need to get that what should be the visa validity. So the visa validity is 6 months, which means your visa will be valid for the 6 months. Maximum age limit is 45 years. Your expenses will be including your visa fees, your health insurance, your stay, if any documents attestation will be required. How the process would be running? You need an embassy appointment. It is an offline process. First, where we need to get an embassy appointment. Then once the embassy will give us any kind of date, we need to prepare the file accordingly. Third would be the embassy submission. And fourth would be the embassy decision. The whole processing time is 2 to 3 months after getting the appointment. And we need certain kind of proof of funds because it will be a self-sponsored visa where you will be taking care of your expenses. So you need to show 7 to 8 lakhs in your saving account or as a savings of yours. What kind of documents you would be requiring? You need to have a valid passport. You need to have degree certificate, mark sheets or transcripts, any one of those. Your resume, experience, reference letters, health insurance. We need to have English or German language test results if you have. Next, you can see in the table that these are the trending jobs in Australia with the salary. Okay. So even if you can see that the health professional maximum salary is coming out to be 16,900 euro per month, which is a very good salary. Even for the IT professionals, even for a mechanical engineer, the salary structure is very good. And the rate of euro is equivalent to, we can say the euro rate always remain higher on a higher note. Okay. Right nowadays, it's between 100 INR to 105. Next country is Germany. Okay. So Germany was the first country in 2012 which launched the job seeker visa. And it is one of the easiest country to get a job seeker visa because the eligibility criteria is very simple. Second thing, the quickest visa decision giving country. If you submit your file, then after even minimum time they take, it's the 15 to 20 days they take minimum. Maximum they take 2 to 3 months to give a decision on your visa files. Okay. So now let's first discuss about the advantages, that what are the advantages of migrating to Australia. So as I told you, it is one of the quickest visa decisions in a leading economy because the embassy gives a very quick decisions on your submissions. In 2021, immigrants were about the 12% of the German population, which means that immigration is a basic need of the Germany country. And the easiest way to immigrate to Germany is only to the job seeker visa. Okay. 77% people had a job in Germany in 2021. After completing all of the three countries, we will be discussing a job market fact for all of the three countries as well. Okay. German needs 4 lakh migrants per year, which definitely constitute 12% of the German population. In demand fields are machinery, automotive and aviation, chemical and medical fields, okay, energy and environment technology, engineering, electronics and ICT, consumer services, okay. It is a pathway to European blue card. Europe blue card is the residence permit of Germany, or we can say that is the permanent residence card of Germany. Maximum daily amount of working time is not allowed to exceed 10 hours. Okay. If you are working in Germany, you are not allowed to work more than 10 hours. Strict employment law to maintain a healthy work life. They are having a very good employment law so that your work life and your personal life can be balanced. You will not be feeling any kind of harassment while working in that environment. So now the next thing is the eligibility pointers. So if we are talking about the Germany eligibility pointers, as I have conveyed you, this is the country which is very simple for the eligibility kind of thing. One should hold a bachelor's or a master's degree, any one of them. Master's is not a mandatory thing. If you have, it's good. In case if you don't have, but you have a bachelor's degree from a German university or from an equivalent foreign degree, it would be great. Minimum of 5 years of experience. You should have the proof of sufficient funds to cover the stay. You should have a medical insurance so that you will, once you will get the work permit, all of things will be arranged by the employer, but till you are not getting the work permit, the government will be convinced that you will be able to manage your health efficiencies as well. Okay. So Germany is the simplest country to migrate because the eligibility criteria is very simple. Then the visa validity, again for the Germany, it is 6 months. Maximum age limit here is 40 years, while in Austria it was 45 years. Expense, it includes visa fees, health insurance, stay. If any documents attestation is required, that would be charged. Process is exactly the same as the Austria job seeker. Same offline process we are having. We need to get an embassy appointment. Then we need to complete the job seeker visa application form, and then we need to submit the file at the embassy. Okay, processing time after getting an appointment is again 2 to 3 months, and proof of funds needed is 7 to 8 lakhs to show in your savings. Okay. Next thing is documents required. You should have your passport, your work experience related documents, your health insurance, your mark sheets. These are the trending jobs in Germany with salaries, like these are the yearly salaries. Okay, like the per annum. You can see even a laboratory manager is having the per annum salary 1,80,000 euros, which is a very good salary. Even the minimum starting range is 1,22,000 euros. And the best part is in Germany, once you get a blue card, then you will be having all of the PR rights, which a citizen is having apart from the voting right. So the only difference will be this: you will not be having the voting right. Apart from it, you will be having all kinds of rights, which will be related to your permanent residency. Okay, and no language test will be required for Germany job seeker visa. No IELTS are required. No self-pip is required. No other language test is required. Okay, it's not mandatory. If you have, it's good. You can attach it in your application. But in case you don't have, then specifically for the IELTS, you don't need to go to anywhere, because this is a visa category which you can apply even after having any kind of language test. And some persons ask that once we will be in Germany, we will be having a language barrier. This is also not true, because in Germany, when the 12% of the population migration is consisting of the immigrants only, then they have the proper channel of having the English communication jobs. So basically, they have a very good English speaking jobs over there. German language is not mandatory at all. Even for the persons who will be working into the consumer services or the consumer sector, in case you want to learn the German language, that initially, once you will be there in Germany on your job seeker visa, then the German government initiates free language programs, which you can join, and at least you will be having a basic idea on a basic level for the German language. Okay. Now our next country is Sweden. This is one of the newest countries which has recently launched the job seeker visa. And because why they launched the job seeker visa? Because the Sweden government thinks that yes, now they are in a need that they should invite the people through a visa category where the employer will be able to connect with them directly. Okay, so let's get back to the benefits of this visa. This is one of the healthiest corporate culture to work in. It is protected by the Sweden Employment Law Society. Okay, the best part about the Sweden job seeker visa is that if you are working in the same company from the last 6 months, then you have a legal right that you can have some time of the work to skill up after your working hours. Okay, means if you want to include yourself in a kind of certification course, in a kind of language course, or you want to do something which will upskill your resume, you are legally allowed to do that. Okay, paid parental leaves for 480 days, which is a very good benefit. No country will give you that much parental leaves. 5 weeks of paid vacation every year. It is a very inclusive work environment with zero hierarchy. In case, unfortunately, if a person get ill, then apart from the expenses of your health reimbursement, you will be getting 13 days of paid leaves for just recovery. It is a hub of many multinational companies such as Toyota, and there are a lot of good companies which are the Sweden-born companies like Spotify, Skype, Ocean Search. These are the kind of the innovations they are having, and these are the kind of the startup Sweden was having. Okay, and because right now it's a new country which has recently launched a new program, so that is the biggest reason they are inviting the people on a very good note, and they are giving the visa decisions on a very positive rate as well. Okay, now what are the eligibility pointers in Sweden? In Sweden, you are allowed to have a job seeker visa if you have an advanced degree, which can be include your master's degree, your PhD, your advanced vocational degrees, your professional degrees, like if you have a BDS, you have an MBBS, if you have a bachelor's of law, these all will be eligible for the Sweden job seeker visa. You will be able to support yourself financially during the entire residence period, means here you will also require the proof of funds, but because the visa validity is 3 to 9 months, so 1 lakh per month is required. Now it depends on you that how much months you want to stay there. Okay, comprehensive health insurance you need. You need a passport and you should be located outside of the Sweden. Best part is it's an online process where you don't need to visit any kind of embassy. Whole of the process will be done online. Okay, process is here we need to get your documents verified by the Sweden Council of Higher Education. They will get the verification done whether your master's is equivalent to the master's in Sweden Council or not. Okay, and the processing time again is 2 to 3 months after submitting the file. Now let's have a job look. These are the some trending jobs in Sweden with the salary. Like if you are even an orthodontist, then the monthly salary you will be having 8,566 euros. For a bank manager, it's 4,642 euros. So this is very good. Now the next thing questions is in euro, in Germany and Austria it was the euros, but in Sweden the currency is SK, the local Swedish currency, which is the Swedish krona. But the best part is that you will be having your expenses in Sweden krona, which means that 1 SK is equal to 9 to 10 rupees INR, but your salary will be in euros. So you will be earning a higher amount and you will be spending a lesser amount. So that is also a bigger reason why the persons are migrating to Sweden on a very higher note, and why the persons are choosing Sweden if they have a master's degree, because this is a new country and they have a lot of vacancies for the persons which are going over there on the job seeker visa. Okay, so this is very good. Now let's have a look on the job market stats of the Sweden. So this is the job market stats of the Sweden. Increased employment in January 2023. Okay, in January 2023, there were 5 lakh 51 lakh 440,000 employed people, and even it was not the seasonally adjusted. They were not the seasonal worker. They were the permanent worker which were hired, and this gradually increases from January 2022. Okay, the average number of hours amounted per week to 154.0 million. Okay, so this is a very good rate that they are having an increased employment rate, which means that it is increasing day by day. And we can say in January 2023, the number of people in the labor force aged between 15 to 74 was the higher, which means this is also a very good age. The employment has been increased among women the employment rate has been increased from 70.9%, and for man it was 76.4%, while previously it was 73.7%. So it is also increased. Okay. And if we talk about the employment, so the number of employed women increased by 1.1 percentage. Okay. And among women, it has been increased. So it was 65.3%, and among men, it was 70.8%. So both of the rates has been increased, which is a very good sign. So these all data and these all stats provide us that yes, there are a lot of vacancies which are waiting for you only. In case if you are not having the process on the right time, some other person would be going on your behalf and they will be having the opportunity, because opportunities will not be waiting for any one of us. This time, all of the three countries' market is on boom. It's not only about Sweden employment stats. It's not only about Austria employment stats. It's not only about German employment stats. It's all about the whole European job market. And why we are targeting these three countries only, as the whole our webinar topic says it once in all, that we don't require any kind of language test, which means you don't need to prepare specifically for a language test which is required in some other country. If you want to go to UK, you need to give the IELTS examination, even whether you are scoring 6, but you need to give. Okay. If you want to go to Canada or Australia, you need to give the IELTS examination. If you are planning to the USA, you need to give the IELTS examination. But if you want to enter the European job market on a very easier note, then job seeker visa is the best way to enter the European job market, because this is a very affordable process. This is a very transparent process. This is a process which can happen earlier than the other processes, because it's a very short time process. Okay. And the benefits are n number of benefits are there. You will be having the access of the whole European job market, because the day you will get either your German blue card or your Austria RWR card or your Sweden blue or your Sweden PR card, you will be able to work in all of the Schengen countries without having any specific kind of permission. Okay. So I would like to request you that without wasting the time, without just thinking a lot, if your occupation is in bloom, if you think that yes, now you need to move, and definitely you need to move, you are having somewhere in your mind that yes, you want to change the country because of a good standard, because of a high living standard, you want well-paying jobs. That is the reason you all are just joining our webinar over here. Okay. Now, the next thing, that what are the services the global immigrations will be offering you. We will be giving you all kind of assistance for your education assessment. We will be giving you the customized document checklist. We will be helping you to how you need to collect your reference letters, your letter templates, your self-declaration templates, your complete job seeker profile management. Okay. And you will how you need to just manage your financial and visa related documents for the processing of final submission. Not only this, in global immigration services, you will be getting a team of 2 persons. One will be your case manager, other one will be your relationship manager. And we have a proper job search assistance team as well, which will be marketing your profile, which will be helping you in editing of your resume, cover letters, and LinkedIn profiling, so that once your job seeker visa process will be initiated, side by side, you will be having a proper look on your job search assistance as well. So that in case once your job seeker visa will be approved, you have applied on some of the few job vacancies given by the employers or given by the government portals of all of the three respective countries. Okay. And if we come to the price section, then our set prices for all of the three countries, whether it's Austria, Germany, or Sweden, it's 50,000 plus GST. But for all of the persons who are attending our webinar, there is a special discount that if you are enrolling today only, then we will be giving you a 10% discount on our services. And if you are enrolling the day after tomorrow, there will be a 5% discount on the services. For the persons who will be taking a personalized counseling session, and after then onwards, they will be joining with us, there will be a good amount of discount for them as well. Okay. Because all of our relationship managers, all of our counselors who will be connecting with you after this webinar, they have certain kind of the referral codes with them, and then they can just use their referral codes to give you a good amount of discount. But it's better to give a try instead of never trying. So it's better that if we have the option to explore the country at a very right age, we are at that point of in our career where we think that if we are just going to a place where our occupation is in more demand, where we can get the well-paying jobs, so we should always move there without wasting any single moment. Okay. And now it's just like the personalized query session. So I would like to request first all of you that please just fill this form, which our counselors and which our panelists has been shared in the Q&A session. And after that, if you have any kind of queries, anyone wants to connect with me personally, please raise your hand. We will connect with you so that we will be able to answer your questions. Yes, Mohammed Ansar, you are having a query. May I know what kind of the query you would like to just have with us? You can talk. I have given you the talking access. Mr. Anwar, are you there? Okay. So now I don't think that there will be any kind of other queries anyone will be having. So I would like to request you that please fill the form that the panelist has been circulated, and then all panelists will be connecting with you for the personalized counseling session related to your occupations, and they will just suggest you the best country in which you will be eligible and where your occupation is demanded more. And with this, we would like to end the webinar because we have given you all of the information, and we hope that you have taken all of the necessary insights that due to which you have joined the webinar, and you have just cleared your queries through the webinar. All of the questions which were running in your mind, they all have been cleared from the same. I would like to thank you all of you who has joined the webinar, and I wish that we will all be a part of your journey of your job seeker visa and of your European citizenship as well. Thank everyone. I would like to thank you for joining the webinar.
Hello? Hello, ma'am? Hello? Hello, ma'am?
Mr. Ansar, you want to ask something?
Ma'am, the immigration programs we conducted to which link?
Ansar, I would like to request you that you please fill the form that our panelist has circulated in the Q&A session, and then one of our panelists will be connecting with you.
Okay, okay. I finished in the linking to all of to contact me.
Sorry?
Will you connecting back?
Yeah, they will be connecting with you like within next 15 minutes only. Okay?
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, thank you.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Hello, ma'am. One doubt.
Yes, Mr. Ansar.
I have completed 2-year diploma.
Ansar, that I would like to request you that please fill the form that counselors will get connect with you on that. Okay? And they will suggest the best country or from all of the three that we have discussed in the webinar.
Okay, okay. Must properly to contact me, okay?
Sure, sure, sure. And if you want, please just put up your phone number and your email ID in the Q&A session, and they will connect with you.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Okay.